Hello to all of the millions of YouTube viewers out there that have absolutely no idea that this channel exists. For those of you who have managed to stumble onto it, welcome. So yes, we're playing more Star Citizen, and I was planning to do some more mission gameplay, but something happened which threw a spanner in the works. And what I decided to do was to take advantage of that. So it's another free fly week. What this means is that you have access to the game without paying for it for a limited amount of time. This particular free fly week lasts until the 20th of March. And during that time you can create an account on the website and download the game, play it, test it, try it out, see whether you like it without actually buying a package of any kind. So good opportunity to take advantage of. The cool thing about this particular free fly week is that they have enabled, well, let's hit the button and I'll show you, absolutely fracking everything. Every single flyable ship in the game is accessible. Yeah. And there's a number of ships on this list that I have not had the opportunity of trying out myself. So what I'm going to do in this video, and it'll actually be a sequence of videos cut together, will be to jump in these ships, take a walk around them, see what they look like on the inside, just show you some of the amazing variety of ship designs that have been done for the game so far, for all the various roles that you can play. And we'll take each of them out for a very, very short spin. Have a look at what they handle like, so it should be exciting. Alright, let's jump into it. Alright, so here we are outside on the landing pads at Port Olisar. We're going to start with this beauty, the Origin Jumpworks M50 Interceptor. Now, in fiction the ship was designed actually more as a racer, so there's this fictional race called the Murray Cup, which is held every year, and it's a very prestigious event, and the best pilots in the verse compete for victory in this cup. And this ship was designed by Origin Jumpworks, the ship manufacturer in the fictional universe, to compete in and hopefully win the Murray Cup. So it's a very sleek, very small and very, very powerful ship, twin engines, with a lot of horsepower at its disposal, with the main and only goal of going fast. Let's just appreciate traffic overhead while this is busy happening. So that's a Constellation flying past. I'll get to that one in a bit. She's an absolute beauty. But first let's try out the M50. So quick run around the exterior, which I've done now. You can see that it's small and nimble and fast looking. Doesn't really take very long to look at the exterior, so we're just going to jump inside. Nice.
Origin Jumpworks at your service.
Oh.
Core system operational.
Sexy voice. Certainly looks like a racer in here. It's sleek and shiny, all sorts of pretty looking dials and whatever. So let's do a quick exterior shot, I think, of takeoff. Here we are. Okay, and my landing gear retracts. Switch back to my interior view, and off we go. So that's precision mode. Let's get this
Scan initiated.
Get this baby up to speed. Yeah, oh, that is quick. 840 meters per second. She is fast. So I'm gonna throttle back down to ECM mode so I can do some maneuvering. Oh, she handles like a beauty. This is a purebred racer, that's for sure. Oof, I'm nearly blacking out. This thing will obviously pull a lot of G's through fast turns. So
Contact.
let's do a quick exterior view. I just want to switch to maybe this one and then have some independent camera view going on here, and then I can turn it around a little bit and give you a look at what the ship looks like from the outside. Small, quick, light, nimble, and a dream to fly. So yeah, that's the M50. Not really much else I can show you here. There's some traffic around. Sunhammer. Oh, he's flying a P-52, I believe. That's another one we'll have a look at shortly. So that's the M50. And let's jump into the next one. Alright, we're in free flight mode again. This is the Broken Moon map, which is one I haven't shown you before. It's called that, I assume, because of the, well, broken moon that's floating around over there. Interesting coincidence. Alright, so the ship we're looking at is the Aegis Avenger, specifically the Stalker variant. Now, just as a side note, there's a number of different variants of most ships. I'm not going to run through all of them. Most of them are fairly similar in appearance, but a few of them will have dedicated equipment for specific roles that you want to play in the Persistent universe. So there will be ones that are more dedicated to, let's say, combat, others that will be more suited to cargo running, bounty hunting, prospecting, etc. So I'll be picking the main variant of each of the main ship types, and we'll have a look at them. So the story behind the Avenger is that it's a police craft. You can see that it's kitted out like a 1970s cop car, and that color scheme. It's also been nicknamed the Penguin for fairly obvious reasons. And yeah, so the Avenger story is that it used to be a frontline military type craft, but it's getting old on in years, and so they've started phasing it out of frontline duty, but it's still very popular amongst militia in star systems and privateers such as myself that like to do some bounty hunting. So this is the exterior. Let's have a quick run inside. Main engine back here. Cargo ramp is already invitingly down. So over here we have cells. Insure door it's called. Interesting. So if you're a bounty hunter and you've managed to secure your prey and disable him, knock him out, stun gun him, pistol whip him, whatever it is, you can stick him in one of these here cells and hopefully he'll stay there. So alright, what's further on the inside? Whoops, the daisy. I had a momentary clip through the geometry there, but it's just a bug which I'll fix at some point. Let's try that again. Yeah, that's better. Got it this time, buddy. Alright, so here's a middle compartment. Not sure that there's anything I can interact with in here. This almost looks like a mirror. It's probably a side storage. Oh, I think this is a bed. I think this might be a bed. It is a bed. Haha. I've never done that before. Here we go. Comfy. No sleeping on the job. Let's get back up again. And I do believe the pilot seat will be through here. Oh. I love this animation.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
Why, thank you, Steve. Okay, that's my other flight attendant. Alright, nice old school cockpit with lots of dials and switches and things. That radar.
Landing complete.
That radar, it's Wing Commander through and through for those that have played Wing Commander. So let's take off quickly. Just switch to external view. Oh, I seem to have taken off already for some reason. That's weird, but alright. And let's get some forward movement going. There she is. She's a pretty nimble and fast ship as well. It's armed with a ballistic gun in the nose and a pair of distortion cannons in the wings. These are weapons for draining the shields on other ships, so that's for when you want to disable your target without killing him. Quick external view, I think I'll switch to this one, and then just independent camera view like so, and then I can maneuver around a little bit and you can just appreciate the detail that goes into designing these things. So yeah, there's the Penguin. I think you can see now where the nickname comes from. Yeah, she's a lovely ship. I know my brother's taken quite a liking to this one. I left the cargo door open. That's okay. There's nobody in there that can fall out. If he does fall out, he probably deserved it. So anyway, that's the Aegis Avenger, the Stalker variant, Bounty Hunter's best friend. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. Alright, so here we're back on the landing pad, and next up, another vessel from Aegis, the Gladius. Oh, personal favorite of mine. I love the look of the ship. So, the Gladius is a United Empire of Earth military fighter. It's still used in frontline combat. It's a light fighter, so it's small one-man craft, fast, agile, and dangerous. It's what they call a knife fighter. So this is for dog fighting, precision strike, not necessarily a lot of ordnance, but this is a pilot ship, one that would be used to outmaneuver and outrun the enemy as opposed to outgun them. But oh, it's gorgeous. I love how this thing looks. I'll have a look at the outside in flight mode just now, so I'm just going to run around the exterior quickly. The detailing on this is incredible. There's some debate going on about what the function is of that central pod down there. I'm not really sure, but it might be some form of electronic warfare mechanism. Twin engine exhaust at the back here. She's a real beauty. So let's quickly jump inside. I expect that in the upcoming Squadron 42 single player campaign you'll be spending quite a bit of time flying the Gladius. Look at that. Down comes the ladder and in we get. It's a real old school style cockpit in here. Lovely.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
Alright, let's have a look around inside. Oh, I just love this the finishing in here, the proper old I'm probably going to say this a lot, but the old Wing Commander feel. There's the old Wing Commander looking radar again. They've started implementing this on some of the ships instead of the 3D ball type radar, and I actually prefer this. The more flat 2D look, it gives me better positional awareness, maybe just because I grew up in the 90s and I played a lot of Wing Commander. So anyway, let's get off the landing pad, quickly switch to exterior view first.
Launch complete.
And off we go.
Shields up.
Some speed going. Listen to the roar of those engines. So she's armed with a Scorpion ballistic weapon in the nose and a couple of Bulldog repeaters on the wing mounts. That was the simulation boundary over there. Let's turn around and fly in the opposite direction, so get some sun glare shining here, slow down just a tad, and then switch to the external view again so I can show you what she looks like. There's the Aegis Gladius. Looks like a proper fighter. As you can see, it's got the if I roll this way, it's got the UEE logo there on the wings. And yeah, it says Ship that I can't wait to fly in combat against our Vanguard enemies. I've always had a preference for fast maneuverable fighter craft over the old slow lumbering bomber type ships, so I think we're going to spend a lot of happy hours together. Alright, that's the Gladius. Stay tuned and we'll have a look at the next one. Alright, next up in the Aegis family of military ships, the Saber. This is the latest addition to the catalogue of flyable ships, if I'm not mistaken. It was added in the latest patch, and doesn't she just look wicked? Look at that red cockpit glass. So the Sabre is a step up from the Gladius. This is the next biggest ship in the UE arsenal, as I understand it. This is more of a medium fighter. Let's walk around the outside. She's got swing wings here, like a Tomcat. For those of you that are fans of the old F-14, just run around the back. You can see some of the family design cues between this and the Gladius, and even the old Avenger quite clearly. Also twin engines. And this is just a wicked looking ship. It looks stealthy and predatory for some reason. So you know, I've spent a little bit of time flying this one in the Persistent Universe as well. I just love the way it handles. It is quite a bit bigger than the Gladius, but it doesn't feel that much bigger. It's very maneuverable and it packs one hell of a punch. It's got 4 laser repeaters, 2 badges here in the nose, and then a pair of panthers in the wings. I'll show you what those look like when fired in anger just now. So let's run to the nose here and up the ladder once again. My pilot's going to be very fit after this exercise. Just look at that.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
That is so cool. Alright, so once again a quick peek around the inside. Pretty much the same story as the Gladius, maybe a little bit more shiny, but certainly purposeful looking. Just quickly switch to external view again, because I suspect as we take off the wings are going to deploy. There they go, and excellent. Right, back to the inside. Let's power up those engines. Let's listen to that hum. Get her up to speed a little. That's a lot of pew pew right there. Let's just aim for some empty space and speed down a little, and then I'll switch to exterior view again. Quickly maneuver it around. Oh, doesn't that just look fantastic? Strange that the sound is suddenly gone, but okay. Anyway, let's turn around so you can get a better view of the outside. This thing does look like a stealth fighter. I just love it. Really, really dangerous looking. So another ship that I suspect we'll see quite a bit of in Squadron 42. Just look at me through that red cockpit. Yeesh. I look positively deadly. Yeah, so the Aegis Saber. And let's have a look at the next ship in the lineup. Okay, who's up next? Another Aegis ship and another military vessel. Yeah, so maybe at this point it's appropriate to give a little bit of backstory on Aegis, the company. So they manufacture almost exclusively military craft, as you may have deduced from the number of fighters and bombers and whatever that we've seen from them, but yeah, they've according to backstory fallen a little bit out of favor with the government because they were seen as being part of their former oppressive imperial regime, which was overthrown, and so they're a little bit out of favor with the military at the moment, but they still produce a lot of frontline craft that are still being used, even though they may be a little bit on the older side. But this is the big daddy of fighters, the Vanguard Warden. So I've compared the Saber's swing wings to the Tomcat in the previous snippet. This is actually more the Tomcat equivalent in that it's a long-range heavy fighter. So this would be for intercepting the enemy before he gets close to your capital ship and dealing with him right there and there at long range. So if we run around the outside quickly, this is a really big ship. I don't have any stats with me on the lengths at the moment, but this thing must be a good 30 meters long or more. It's a magnificent looking beast. And if we run to the back here, you'll notice that this is the first ship, at least in this sequence of videos, that we're not entering through a ladder next to the cockpit. We actually have a ramp, which I've already laid down. So here we are. The ship has an interior, fully modeled, built out interior, which is different to the way that most other games approach vehicles. You jump into the driver's seat and drive around a bit, but there's not really all that much effort done in terms of modeling the interior of the ship and ensuring that everything works. Well, this is fully functional, and it will have living quarters and all sorts of extra amenities. There's a use prompt over here. I don't actually know what this does. So look here, this is a crew station. That's interesting. I'm exploring as we go. I've never actually done this before, so alright. This actually shows the Retaliator bomber, not the Vanguard, but this would be how you interact with crew stations. So I'd have someone up in the cockpit flying the ship, and then I'd have someone at the back that could fiddle with the shield settings or shunt power between the components or whatever. And this is now where multi-crew gameplay comes in and things become really interesting. It's not just me by myself, but I have crewmates that actually help me out with things. So this obviously doesn't work yet, but it hopefully will in future. So let's walk forward and see what else there is to see in this monstrosity of a ship. I think there might be a turret here somewhere. I'm not sure where the entrance to that is. That may be back here. I think that might be the turret up there. I think I'm going to get into that now. Just look at this. Oh, red and dangerous looking. The feeling of ultimate power.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
Right. Wings have already folded out, I see. So let's take off. Switch back to interior very quickly. Oh, well, they folded back in and now they're folding back out. Okay. Let's zoom out a bit and have a look. So that's got an interesting sort of twin boom design here at the back. It's not crashing into the landing pad. There we are. It's a very unconventional looking spacecraft, but I actually quite like the look of it. It's once again you can see the family design cues of all the Aegis ships that are present here. The guys designing the ships have got some documents that they work off to ensure that the look and feel of each ship in a particular ship family is consistent with each other. So yeah, and again I've left the ramp open. I don't think anyone's going to sneak in from the outside right now. So what does this ship have in the way of weapons? I don't think I've ever flown a Vanguard before. This is the first time. Another ballistic gun in the nose. And a couple of big lasers from the sound of it. So, alright, the cockpit display down there is a little bit small. Let's see if perhaps we can zoom in a touch. Still not big enough. Ah, there we are. That's what I was looking for. So, Apocalypse Arms, Revenant Ballistic Gatling, bearing. Wow. It looks like the M50 laser cannon. That's big. That's some dangerous stuff there. This thing packs a punch, that's for sure. You can immediately feel that it's quite a bit more sluggish than some of the smaller ships. So, as I mentioned in the very first video that we talked about free flight, every ship is modeled using actual mass and physics and thruster placement, so you can feel them handle differently. You can immediately feel that this thing is a lot heavier. It still accelerates quite well, but it's not as nimble as the Sabre or the Gladius. So, but obviously with something this size, agility is not the point. This thing is made to kill the enemy with superior firepower, like that. So yes, that will be the Vanguard Warden. Love it, love the view from this cockpit as well. So let's move on to the next one.